Welcome to the Art of Marx Trains, part 39. Today I went to a train show, and it's hard for me to pass up a train set that says Marx Trains $25. I actually asked if they'd take 20, and they said yes, so I brought it home. And I haven't even taken it out of the box. I don't even really know what all is in it, other than I can tell that it's a plastic freight set. And there's a steam locomotive and some freight cars. And I know it's not perfect. I could see the crane down there at the end is broken. But let's start with the locomotive. It's a 1666, broken steps, has the reduction motor, has smoke, appears to be working, has a headlight, and pilot's broken off. Pretty rough, but we have more of those around, so we can replace that if we desire. We'll put that down. Tender. We've got a New York Central tender. Everything looks okay with that. And first freight car is a light blue Erie 51170. Has both ends. You see how the ends fold down and snap in and lock in place. No brakes, so that's good. Let's find out what else is in here. We've got 3280 Santa Fe orange boxcar. No broken roof walks. No rust. That looks good. There's a caboose. Rust colored New York Central 18326. And then the crane. Okay. Here's the body. No rust. It's got the short metal frame, and boom is broken off. And I see there's a boom down inside with the wire and the hook and the string. Actually, that will glue back together nicely. Goes around there. That's going to be fine. Okay, I think there's one more freight car in here. Yeah, it's the Burlington 5545. And it's got a broken brake wheel. See if we can clean that off and put new brake wheels on it. They're missing on both ends. And then for a load, there's the Erie girder. And this is a similar girder that's found on the Marx bridge. The only difference is with the Marx bridge, Erie is printed on only one side. So to be an authentic load, it needs to have Erie printed on both sides. So that's actually not a bad car. And so we've got the set there. And really, the worst of it's the locomotive. All right, let's see what else is in the box. Heavy transformer. It's a 1239. This has got the two terminals. It's got a circuit breaker. A non-original nut. We'll put the correct knurled nut on there later. One of the things that I just noticed that's kind of weird about this is all of these trestle supports are the same height. I am not sure what's up with that. Normally they're graduated, so it appears to be about 20 of the things, so that one's broken. got those out. We have curved track, straight track, broken telephone pole. We have what's left of a telephone pole in this red bag, and a bunch of clips to hold the track together. So here's the tie down for the Erie girder. May need more than one. Well, there's the pilot for the 1666. I'm not sure what all is here. Oh, the base for the telephone pole. There's a wire that looks like that might have been the handrail for the 1666. You can always make those. And then in the very bottom, we have an 027 plastic manual left-hand switch and an 027 right-hand manual switch, and they actually look in good shape. So let's set this up and see what happens. Oh, this is kind of silly. Save a 10-cent telephone pole, but I beveled both edges. I'm going to use this Micro Mark same stuff. I think what they're referring to is 10x7R. Anyway, it's just a plastic welder. So we'll fix that and add it to the other 5. Okay, there is the repaired telephone pole. It's a little bit shorter now. Found the tie down for the girder. Put that on there. Located a couple of brake wheels. We'll get those installed. And then I found a handle for the crane. Let's take a look at that. One of the things I didn't notice right off is that the handle of the crane is broke off. So you can see the spool in there. Well, this kit that I've purchased from Grossman in the past has a replacement spool and crank. So I'm going to put that on. And then the last thing I found was another knurled nut to go in the transformer. We're getting close to setup. Got the holes drilled out on the Burlington flat car. This side I had to clean up a little bit. Somebody globbed a bunch of glue. Got the holes drilled. I'm going to go ahead. Sometimes I just use super glue. This time I'm going to use the Micro Mark same stuff, just because there's a lot of glue residue, and I'm hoping that that'll tend to hide some of it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. Back at the workbench, I've got the crane with the broken handle, and there's the kit and instructions. So there's a new reel, and the crank glues on one side and this pin glues on the other, and we'll be able to repair the broken one. It occurred to me that I should show you how I made the repair. First of all, I had to take a pair of cutters and snap out the old spool. You can see that that's how it went together. And so the slot on this side is where the pin would go. And the round hole on the other side is where the crank would go. So what I did is I left the string inside the boom, retied the knot there. I'm going to slide it in with a pair of needle nose pliers, and then I'll carefully glue the pin on one side and the crank on the other. Well, I've got all the freight cars lined up on top of the trestle, and there's the new handle on the crane, and the boom is attached to the base. There's the load on the Burlington flat car with the original tie down and the tender, and don't have the locomotive up here yet. I'll show you that in a minute. One thing that's a mystery to me is why there is 14 of these uprights, and they're all number 2s. I believe that's the number. Yeah, they're all number 2s. So for some reason this was an elevated set, maybe, I don't know. Just to show you how these go together, you snap 2 pieces together and they fit just like so, and then along comes a clip that slides right in there. Actually, let me show you on one of these, and it snaps. It keeps does 2 things. It keeps the 2 pieces of track together, and it also keeps the track held down to the truss support. Pretty cool. There's quite a bit of track in this set. The rest is down here on the floor. Set up the 2 switches and got the transformer. Nice shiny new transformer. Track is in pretty good condition. And there is the 1666 in black. I'll see if it runs. No headlight, but it runs. See if it reverses. Nope. All right, we'll take a look at this. The quickest way to solve the problem with the 1666 was to grab another locomotive. So I'm just gonna try that. There's reverse. There's forward. There's a little trouble with the switches, as you can see. I'll show you why. These plastic manual switches, this whole piece right through here is plastic. And if you look at the 1666, it makes it even worse that it has a traction tire on this side. So you can see that unless you don't have enough power to just coast through the switch, you're not going to make it. So I'll take the switches out. One other thing to look at, put the uncoupler piece of track right here. You can see how that flips that way. If we go over this uncoupler and then we come back, it leaves it uncoupled. Pretty smart. Just for fun, I got out Greenberg's volume 3, which is the sets book, and look at set 50370. It's got a 1666 black locomotive with smoke, which this one does. Slope back tender, black. 3280 Santa Fe boxcar in orange, New York Central black and gray crane, 51170 Erie gondola. Not sure why that says maroon. I'm not aware of any maroon gondolas, but if they would have put light blue there and then had another line for a flat car that was maroon, and then the rust-colored 18326 caboose, this might be our set. It says 6 telephone poles, which we have. There was no billboards included, but there were 12 or 14 uprights. Now let's run the set over at the layout and we'll be done. That was fun to run the set at the layout. And then I went out into the garage and found this box, and it's a set number 9629 box. I'm not sure what was in it originally, but I think it was pretty close to what this set was. I'm going to see if I can make it fit. You can tell that the smoking 1666 goes over on the right. And I've got a bunch of track. Let's put in most of the straights and curves. There's so much track, I'm going to have to put some of it below the freight cars, which I think will work. Let's try this. Notice I didn't run the crane over at the layout. The fixed booms are just too tall. They'll hit everything. Let's see if this will fit in here. It doesn't seem too bad. Maybe put the telephone poles on top of them and the track connectors. There's a big space here. This would be good for trestle supports. I still don't know why there's, I think, 14 of these. If you have any idea if this was original to the set, or if there are any other sets that came with all number 2 trestle supports, let me know. I think the box will close on that. Transformer, 2 hookup wires. Actually, this would look better over there. Oh, no. Let's see here. Not sure how this is all going to work. Go get a couple more freight cars. All right. Burlington girder car. Seems a little tall. Okay. Blue Erie gondola and New York Central caboose. Flip the couplers on the inside. Okay, I think we got ourselves a set. Not bad for $20. Well, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next edition of The Art of Marx Trains.